pigs are smarter than dogs. A lot of people have pigs as pets. Pigs are as smart as a 3-year-old child, and they mean us no harm. So what's the difference between a dog and a pig that justifies stabbing the pig while granting legal rights to the dog? Would you support a dog slaughterhouse, or would you think that dog slaughterhouses should be illegal also?
I think that depends on the culture you live in.
Your culture.
I agree with it because that's how I've been raised.
You would disagree with it morally, right? If a dog slaughterhouse opened up, but only because you were raised to care about dogs. So it's not because dogs have a brain and a nervous system and they feel pain and pleasure and they want to live, and this is backed up by scientific evidence. It's got nothing to do with dogs being conscious individuals who care how they're treated. It's simply because you do what you're told. So what's the difference between a dog and a pig?
Genetics.
You could say the same thing about like this human versus that human. Yeah, they're going to have different genetics. Therefore, it's okay to stab one of them.
Well, no, that we're the same. Human and a human is the same species. A dog and a pig is two completely different things.
But you think it's wrong to stab dogs, and they're a different species from us. You
Wrong
make
to stab a
exceptions.
pig.
Exactly what a racist or a sexist would say. I value my own group or whatever group I decide I want to value, but any group I decide or was taught not to value, then I'm not going to value them. And you're going to stab them. And that's needless animal cruelty. That's violence. And it's illogical. And that's why we're going to take over. Because most people realize that your argument isn't making any sense and that you're being hypocritical and violent towards innocent animals.
We're not talking about racism or sexism. We're talking about killing animals.
We're talking about speciesism. Because in the same way that like there's no legitimate difference between a black person and a white person, sure there's differences, but nothing that matters when it comes to like, is it okay to stab one of them? No, there's no difference that matters when it comes to that. They both feel pain and pleasure and they want to live. They don't want to be stabbed. It's not in their best interest, and we don't need to stab either the black or the white person, right? So when it comes to dogs versus pigs, they are so similar despite their differences that it's basically the same as racism. It's speciesism. Come on, man. What's the difference between a dog and a pig? What, a pig's got skin instead of fur? A pig's got a twirly tail instead of a fluffy one? I mean, what? Like, it's got hooves instead of paws, so we gotta stab it. What are you talking about, man?
The difference between a dog and a pig is that our society has said it is acceptable to stab a pig, not a dog.
Okay. That's not a difference between those two. That's a difference between how we view them, what we've been taught. Okay, you could say the same thing again about racism and slavery and black folks. If we had grown up in the American South during the 1700s and were raised to think that blacks are subordinate and that slavery is fine, we would likely have grown up to be racist. But some of us would break free and we'd say, you know what? I don't care how I was raised. I can clearly see that these people don't want to be enslaved, and so I'm going to become an abolitionist and fight against this and fight for justice and equality.